Bobcat live on KFJB-TV. Great to have everybody out here tonight. Appreciate that. I know the boys basketball team out here. Coach Brynjarsson alongside. It's senior night tomorrow night, so obviously a big night for a lot of those guys who've been a mainstay of the program for quite a few years. What's it mean to have Carter Gianello, Jacob Thiessen, Trayshawn Brooks, Corey Smith, Rogelio Sarin, Ryan Schmidt, Gatleel Joar, Tate Ring, Jose Vargas, Blaine Landeros, all those. I mean, that's a deep senior class, a lot of guys out.
No doubt about it. And, some of them joined us here late after they took a little vacation from basketball. But our senior numbers were great this year, and great kids, work hard. It's just pleasant to walk into practice knowing that who we got to deal with and how they go about it, and that's kind of what's making us, kind of play the way we're playing right now.
Yeah, and you're a basketball lifer, so you know what I mean? What's it mean to have upperclassmen on your team? Because everybody gets so wowed with, freshmen, especially at the collegiate level. The freshmen are always, what's going on? Oh, we got a 5-star recruit coming in or whatever it may be, but to have senior guys on your team or upperclassmen, what's that experience mean, not only on game days, but like you mentioned, alluded to, practice as well?
Well, it's more maturity, and, they've gone through it a little bit. Some of them have been in the program for 3 years and at the varsity level and kind of just gotten adjusted to what we do every day and how we go about things. And there's not a whole lot of teaching that we got to start out with. We kind of have a ground base to us, and we can hit the ground running a little bit. Yeah,
because there's a big difference between when you have to establish fundamentals and the way you do things versus just being able to install new things, right?
Yes, no doubt. I mean, just the fact that where we're at right now, says a lot about these guys. Just coming in, working hard. We had a rough one here last Tuesday, but at the same time, we played to the level that we could.
Yeah.
We didn't make some shots, and that really is where we're kind of trying to aim for, and our senior group has really helped us get to that point.
Yeah, that's for sure, especially getting Trayshawn Brooks back into the mix earlier this season. It really seemed like once he got back, and we've talked about this a little bit, just about how everybody's defined role was kind of, a little bit easier. Everybody knew their role, and nobody was asked to really do anything. I mean, not that guys don't go outside of what they're asked to do, but it was just that comfortability. And having a guard like Trayshawn Brooks to be able to kind of feed and set other guys up is part of that process too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, just when we started without Trey, it was our rotation was different. Our style of play was a little different. And just having him get healthy and get back to being able to play, I mean, it allowed everybody to kind of scoot over one spot and actually kind of the spot where everybody's more comfortable in.
Yeah. You alluded to the loss on the road at Roosevelt on Tuesday night. They had a 2-point lead going into the fourth quarter, ended up losing by 10 in that game to Roosevelt. What do you think it really came down to that fourth quarter? Because, like you mentioned, the first 3 quarters, that you're right there with a very good Roosevelt team.
Yeah, I thought we played very well. I thought we played really hard. I thought we outplayed them in many areas of the game. What I think it just kind of came down to is we had great looks. We were open. We didn't knock them down. There's nothing to talk about other than let's go do that again. Mm-hmm. And if you compare that game, the Roosevelt game, we lose by 10. We can go out and hang our head a little bit. But on a different note, Des Moines East, when we played them here at home, we kind of walked through the game and ended up winning by 15 or whatever it was. But we didn't have the purpose that we needed to have in that game, kind of what we did against Roosevelt. And then that's kind of what we're aiming at. Whether we win or lose, let's play to our standard and our ability. And I think we're getting really close to that. Our practices have been to that level. What we're really looking to do here is to try to actually be a team when we get into the sub-state a little bit that people don't really want to necessarily play us because we're playing that hard. We're playing within ourselves. We're makes or misses, so be it. But at the same time, I mean, let's go out and play up to our level and how hard we play. Defensively, we've gotten improved just a lot.
Yeah, the defensive end was impressive. I know for somebody like Carter, he's kind of been up and down with his shooting this year. But, boy, the other night, he came away with a couple really big steals. And, I mean, that defense, good defense can lead to really good offense, especially in transition points and things like that. So, I mean, that's got to be number one for these guys going out there each and every night, right?
Sure. And, I mean, with Carter, if he's shooting good shots, he's shooting good shots. Mm-hmm. Let's move on and go down and keep playing as hard as he is. I mean, I'm proud of him, how he's handled himself. We got a few games left. Something's going to happen, and I guarantee he's going to have a game where he's going to shoot the ball well. Mm-hmm. So, but as far as our group, they're well connected to each other. They like each other. It's like I said, it's a pleasure to walk in every day and see what they got going and be part of it.
What makes this group so fun outside of the X's and O's?
Well, they want to be there. There's not a whole lot of fighting in practice of how we want to do things and all that. They really like each other. They play for each other. Our bench has been tremendous all year. Whether we're struggling or not, guys are into it, mm-hmm. and that's always fun to be around.
Yeah. Who's the toughest practice guy out there?
Toughest practice guy?
Yeah.
Carter.
Demanding a lot out of his teammates?
A little bit. We're not necessarily a loud group, but we definitely, know what we want to say and how we go about things.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about that game the other night with the shots not going down. Do you feel like depth has been a little bit of an issue this year? Because at certain times there's only been, you're looking at maybe 7-8 guys versus Roosevelt the other night. I felt like they had almost 10 guys. They had 5 guys coming in off the bench, that kind of thing. Do you feel like depth or not really?
No, not really. Our rotation is what it is. We're trying to extend it a little bit right now. Between Lamar and Jacob Hayes, and then we'll see kind of how that goes.
Yeah. All right, so Mason City on Friday night. We'll be inside the Roundhouse. We'll have that one for you here on KFJB-TV. Last time you faced Mason City, you were up on the road. Trayshawn Brooks was back first game. It came down to the wire, but Bobcats were able to come up with the win. I remember that game because Rogelio Sarin made a really nice defensive play, got the ball back, and you guys were able to finish out the job with some free throws down the line in that game. So what do you make of this Mason City team second time around?
Well, they're going to come in and play hard. His team's up there. They play hard. We're going to have to match their intensity. Come in and take care of our business and play to our level. Not worry about who we're playing or what team it is or anything, or if there's a great player on the team or not. Who are we? What are we going to do? And what do we stand for? And if we do that, we should be in great shape. But Mason City's not going to come in here and just let us go and just kind of walk out there and beat them. We're going to have to make it happen.
Yeah.
I got full faith that we're going to do that. We've practiced the way we've practiced. We've played against Roosevelt the way we played, and Waterloo West the way we played. So if we continue to strive for what we're actually kind of doing on the floor right now and putting out there, we'll be in good shape. Yeah,
you kind of alluded to postseason a little bit ago. Postseason assignments come out pretty soon, right?
You're talking to the wrong guy. I have no idea. Not a clue.
You're just worried about what's going on today, right?
That's right.
That's right around the corner. Mason City on Friday night, so we look forward to that one. Senior night tomorrow night, so in between games, they're going to honor the guys that have put in the hard work over the past few years. But you alluded to a couple guys who maybe were away from the program and came back, Ryan Schmidt and Jacob Thiessen. What's it mean to have those guys come back and re-involve themselves in the program?
Well, it's been absolutely tremendous. Hard, got bright future ahead of them, whatever that is that they decide to do. I know Ryan's going out north to play golf. Don't know what Jacob's doing yet, but
I didn't know they played golf in Bemidji. Do they play golf in Iceland?
Absolutely. We just don't have trees. We just got lava. But between those two guys, what they did is they changed our practices. They have changed our season. Really? Ryan hasn't probably gotten the minutes that he wants, but I got to tell you, if we don't have him in practice, we're not the same team. And that goes for all of our guys that are on the group. We got 15, 16 guys out. If we don't have that, we are not the group that we are in practice every day.
Yeah, because, I'm sure you've been in situations where you don't have 10, so you can't go, 5-on-5. So how would that affect practice and things like that?
Well,
you just don't do –
You're not simulating games. Mm-hmm. You don't have the ability to go 5-on-5 and just what they've done and the whole group, what they've done is they have allowed us to be very functional in practice, and that has not been the case maybe in the last few years at times. Just kind of, we weren't very deep, didn't have numbers. We were moving guys up to be able to get through practice that were then playing in the sophomore games and not being with the sophomore team. And it just, like I said, they've changed the whole landscape of how we've been able to function on a day-to-day basis.
You bring up an interesting point because, maybe guys on freshmen, which I think freshmen has had a pretty good season, haven't they?
Very good. Tim Johnson's done a great job.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So how important is that, though, to play at your level instead of maybe playing up?
Well, it depends on the person. I think everybody has, there's a different level to it. I mean, if we're talking about a Harrison Barnes, he needs to play up.
Yeah.
If we're talking about, it got to be the fit for the right person. And I think that always, is the right way to do it. In some situations, some schools that we were playing, they're playing freshmen, and quite honestly, they're not ready to play. The physicality of the game, how quick the game is, how fast they are, their body hasn't matured quite yet. The freshman kid that played on the Ankeny team when we were in that league, at first, he looked like he was a sixth grader out there. Now he's grown in his body. Yes, he's ready to play, but even that year, was he really ready to be on a varsity level? So I think it just depends on who you are, physically, how mature you are and so forth. And, those are kind of the decisions you make from that.
Yeah. Who's a better golfer, you or Ryan Schmidt?
I would definitely say Ryan. I have no idea what he scores, but I'm probably not a whole lot better than a whole lot of people.
I think you're better than me, though.
I don't know.
I don't know. Have we ever played? I know Mike, Coach Apple, and I have, but I can't remember if you and I played.
I think we hooked up maybe
once. Maybe
the last few 4 or 5 holes or something like that.
Usually I see you and your daughter out golfing.
That's correct.
Yeah. She pretty good?
She got a chance.
Okay.
Got a chance when she wants to play.
Okay. Hey, final question for you, Coach B. Lower levels, AAU. I know you're heavily involved with that. I know a lot of guys. We just had Rahelio Sarah in on a Cat Connection the other night. He talked a little bit about playing with guys over the years with AAU. Do you think, since you were playing, did you play AAU back in the day? Or they didn't have it really around, right?
They did, but
it's
didn't.
not what it is today.
No.
So do you feel that AAU has helped exponentially, or do you think it's just another avenue for some people to get minutes? Or
well, it depends on what level you're talking about. If we're talking about Iowa TAC or we're talking about Beyond Ball or those kind of things, those kind of levels. What we got going on is they try to get their main guys. They got their A team. A lot of those guys are not really even paying to be part of it, and then you got your B, C, D, E, and F, and G, H, whatever, how many teams they have, and those guys are paying $1,000 a month. To me is not necessarily the right way to go. It all depends on parents want to do, what a kid wants to do, and so forth. But if you want to play for those teams, I think it's fine. Right now, what we got going here kind of in Marshalltown is, we're more playing, we can call it AAU, but we're really playing against schools. We're not playing teams that are put together by, high schools all over the place or even kids that are an hour away or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what kid it is, what ability, what maturity level. And, the other factor that I always just think is crazy is just the cost. It's wild.
For sure. The travel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's like the hidden costs right there. Yes. The hotels, the travel, all that kind of stuff. Yes. It's interesting, and I really like what you do here in Marshalltown, like you mentioned, the team aspect, because, it is playing those communities. And then the guys get to play each other, or the girls get to play each other that are growing up together and learning those important skills.
Correct. And since we joined with Park and Rec and kind of had that partnership go on, we've really been able to find a lot more kids that we probably wouldn't have found before. And a lot of our lower grades now have 2 teams actually playing in the tournaments that we have here. And, I've always said we never know who's going to be who. And I always tell the story about Will Clyburn when he came to MCC. When I met him, summer before his senior year, he was 6'3". Then his high school coach was Nate Oates, who's now the Alabama coach. calls me later on towards the end of his senior year and goes, "Hey, Will's having a really good year, and by the way, he's 6'7" now." So
wow.
hopefully in the mix that we got going on in our lower levels, there is somebody there that we don't know about yet.
Yeah. That
will turn into kind of the Will Clyburn story of growing 4 inches in senior year. You just don't know, and so our thought process is we're not going to turn any kid down. We're going to try to create a spot, have teams for everybody as long as we can. And, some of the coaches and the parents that have been coaching the teams have been absolutely fantastic, wanting to be part of that. And, we're kind of in year 2 of a 5-year plan, and hopefully year 5, we'll be seeing something really gaining from what our efforts are.
That's awesome. Well, I know it can be a little bit of a thankless job, especially on those Saturdays they get long for you. But keep up the good work, and we appreciate it, all right? Coach Brynjarsson with us on Bobcat Live. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll talk with Gatleel, Joar, Let It Soar, and Jacob Hayes. This is Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV. As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scouts in Marshalltown go on fun adventures. Scouts learn about the outdoors. Scouts learn character building. Scouts learn citizenship. Scouts learn life skills. Scouts learn to be leaders. Scouts go to fun summer camps, and Scouts get a head start in life. Marshalltown has produced over 200 Eagle Scouts in our over 70-year history and have provided over 1 million hours of service to our community. To learn more about joining Scouting in Marshalltown, go to iascouts.org. Adventure on!
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Back in Bobcat Live. Inside Rosie's on Wayward Social. Hey, be sure to show those student IDs, get a discount on your food, and ask about the weekly specials they have Thursday nights. We are winding down as we've only got, after tonight, 4 more shows. Bobcat Live, the winter edition. So great to have you tuned in tonight. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. YouTube.com/8 at KFJB-TV. Are you subscribed to YouTube.com/at KFJB-TV?
I am.
Gatleel? Okay, all right. I like you guys even more than I did already. Gatleel, Joar, senior. Hey, let's give it up. It's senior night tomorrow night. Oh, come on. We could do better than that. Come on, let's go. There we go. All right, and all right. Dylan always calls you a junior, and I have to remind him that you are a sophomore. So that is starting to get ingrained in my head, but I always have to know he is a junior because he was trying to lump you and Lamar in the same class for some reason. But no, you are a sophomore this year. All right, so, this year I know you played a little bit on varsity, but you're also playing on JV a little bit. What's that experience mean for you this year?
It's good to be able to still, get the varsity experience, but still be able to get, play time and stuff on JV, so. Yeah,
and being able to, I know you played football, obviously. You started at quarterback and stuff like that. So that varsity experience, what's that mean? Because, when we saw your first start of the season, football, to the end, we could see the growth. Do you feel where have you maybe grown the most in your game this year?
I would say probably just like understanding. I can kind of see things faster and know how to react.
Mm-hmm. And Gatleel Joar with us here as well tonight. And your brother played a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
Remind me, I'm thinking
Dwight,
yes, thank you. And so basketball, probably big in your family, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just me and my brother, Dwight.
Okay, all right. So tell me a little bit about your years playing basketball. How much have you grown and the relationship you have with Coach Apple and Coach Brynjarsson, how much has that kind of impacted you in your life and growing basketball-wise?
Well, I didn't start playing basketball until I was like in 7th grade.
Okay.
And like I got way better from then till now. And then now I'm like way better. And the relationship between me and Coach Brynjar and Apple, like we stick together like glue. Mm-hmm. We were connected, and then things like that, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Things like that.
They talk so much. I hear so much about the importance of practice and what you guys do, because I know that you don't maybe always see the floor every single night, but I mean, there's a huge important piece to getting the starters ready. How much do you kind of accept that challenge and say, I'm gonna give it to Carter Giannetto today or Trayshawn or that kind of thing to be able to make sure they're ready to go?
Yeah, I practice guys like me, Tate, and Chris. We gotta guard up on them, stay serious, and like lock them up so make sure they're ready for the next opponent.
Yeah, you guys have a deep senior class.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there. So how tight-knit are you guys?
How tight?
Yeah, you guys pretty tight-knit?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you and Tate? Because Tate, I love talking to Tate. He's going to be on Bobcat Live here in a couple weeks. Tate is kind of like that guy that I don't think I want to mess with out there on the floor. Like, if you get under his skin, he might let you know what's going on. And you're going to cross somebody up. I love it when you get into the game because you have all that energy out there. So, like, everybody's got different styles in the senior class, which I think probably helps, long-term, like, building the chemistry, right? Mm-hmm. So what's been your top moment from this year?
My top moment is probably at practice when, like, we all together and getting hyped and jumping around. After a shot.
Jacob? What's your favorite moment so far this season?
Oh, I don't even know. Game or practice?
Game, yeah.
Probably that first win, Mason City, first time.
Yep. So, going to play them on Friday night. Gatleel, what do you know you guys need to do well tomorrow to get the victory?
Stay consistent on defense and offense. Get boards and make sure we make our shots.
Yeah. Playing Mason City, playing Fort Dodge, Ottumwa, those are always my least favorite trips. Are they your least favorite trips as well, too?
Most definitely.
But if you get the win, it's all worth it, right?
Yeah, it makes the bus ride way better.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, so I know football, basketball. What else are you involved in?
Track for sure. Maybe some baseball. We'll see.
Okay, nice.
I'm in
Track? Okay, I figure with the track shirt, you were involved with track. When you guys look at the rest of the season, I know past couple games maybe haven't got the win, but what do you feel about the direction? I know Coach B talked about it, just continuing to kind of grind here for the rest of the schedule and get ready for postseason play. What do you know you guys are doing well that you're going to be able to use going forward as a basketball team?
I feel like our effort's been really good and consistent. We've been flying around, talking on defense, all that kind of stuff. So now it's just about getting shots to fall.
Yeah. Gatleel, senior night tomorrow night. What's that mean to you?
It's a good thing to go out with people who I grew up with, and like the connection, the bonds we had together at practice, and the teams, and it's good. It feels good.
Yeah. So I saw some signs brought in.
Oh.
For senior night? Are there signs?
I didn't see those.
Oh, you didn't see these signs?
No.
Okay. All right. Carter had one. I thought they were bringing something,
I think it's posters.
Posters?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Handing out posters. Okay. By the way, we got a shout out to the Giannetto family because I noticed they've been here consistently for like at least 3 or 4 weeks. So we appreciate you coming out to Bobcat Live and supporting what we do. here, and of course honoring Carter tomorrow night. He's part of that junior class. I think we've got. Do you know all the seniors here tonight?
Yeah.
Gatleel, why don't you name them off for us, please?
We got Carter, JT, Corey, Ryan Schmidt, Jose, Rogelio, Tate, Blaine, Chris, and Trey.
Okay, all right, we got them all out here. So anyway, senior night tomorrow night. We'll get some of that coverage from senior night inside the Roundhouse on KFJB TV coming up tomorrow night. And make sure all your friends are subscribed to the channel as well, okay?
I will.
All right, keep up the good work. Good to see you, Jacob. He is a sophomore, Dylan, if he's watching, and Gatleel Joar with us. When we come back, we will talk boys bowling. That is on the way as you are watching Bobcat Live on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
There's a city within a city not far from here. The city includes a beautiful apartment building with indoor parking, a chapel, a movie theater, a swimming pool, exercise and recreational facilities, putting greens, and more. The city isn't really a city, but it is a wonderful place to live. Make friends and live your best life. It's the Embers Retirement Community in Marshalltown. The Embers provides security, independence, and companionship. Beautiful grounds outside and lovely studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments inside. See it for yourself. The Embers in Marshalltown.
At Honest Heating and Cooling, they take comfort seriously. Their latest offering? Smart Integrity Monitoring. Combined with an honest maintenance plan, it takes all the guessing out of home comfort. Their technicians take accurate measurements of all the necessary parameters and deliver you the truth about where your home's comfort stands. If you're not measuring, you're just guessing. That's honest. Get a Smart Integrity Monitoring plan and let the Honest team watch over your home's comfort 24/7. Honest Heating and Cooling.
With over 10,000 cars at our disposal, Jensen Ford...
Hold on. That's not really how we do things at Jensen Ford.
How about, it's never been a better time to buy a brand new...
Yeah, we don't really do that either. When you're ready to buy a car, we'll be ready to help.
Try this. We'll get you in and out faster than a speeding...
We don't do that either. At Jensen Ford, we'll take as much time as you need to find the right vehicle. We're not just moving cars, but we're building relationships.
Oh, maybe more of a... This is where your family buys their vehicles.
There you go. More like that.
Back in Bobcat Live, Brandon Lewis. Great to have you tuned in tonight. As a great crowd out here, we appreciate everybody coming out. We've got girls, boys basketball doubleheader tomorrow night. It's the Friday showcase. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock. Then Monday night, we go to Cedar Rapids, Jefferson for basketball. Tuesday, back in action as well. So a lot of action. I know bowling was going tonight. They've got action on February 1st against Lincoln. And then conference bowling is right around the corner. And I'd like to welcome in Porter. How are you?
Doing good.
Hey, it is your KFJB-TV debut. How'd you guys do tonight in the Triangler?
It was just a JV meet tonight.
Oh, just a JV tonight. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So how'd JV go?
They did pretty decent.
Did they?
Better than I thought.
Okay. All right, good deal. And Jaden, how are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, good. Hey, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Talking boys bowling. So February 1st, you're going to be in action against Lincoln. Lincoln's always pretty tough, aren't they?
Yeah.
Did you already take them on this year once, right?
I don't think
Not
so,
yet? Not yet? Okay, so what do you know about Lincoln and coming into this matchup?
It's going to be tough. We're going to need to pick up all our spares and stuff and make sure we don't want them in overhead.
Okay, so when he mentions that, what are you trying to do going into a bowling meet as far as your strategy as well? I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, I got to pick up all the spares, but what are you doing, kind of laying the groundwork in the background at practice? You know, working on picking up spares and that kind of thing. What kind of goes on for you?
We work a lot on repeatedly hitting 10 pins and 7 pins, and we work a lot on consistently throwing the same line.
Okay, all right. So do you have your own ball and shoes? Okay, own ball and shoes. All right. What colors?
My shoes are like purple, kind of.
Okay, all right. I like it. All right. Okay.
My shoes are blue.
Okay, all right. Little school colors right there for sure. I asked because my mom, growing up, I always thought my mom was like an awesome bowler because she had her own ball and shoes. So I was always pretty impressed. So what's your highest score this year?
I hit it yesterday. It was 259.
Oh, awesome! Congrats.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like for you?
It's a pretty good feeling. Not gonna lie.
I bet it was. How about you this year?
I bowled a 270 a couple months ago.
Wow. Who was that against?
It wasn't for Bobcat. It was
Okay.
for, I think, the league.
Okay, all right, league. But what's it like when you get that? You know, getting that high of a score. I mean, that's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
You get a general rush, and with the 270, to get it, you only miss one strike, and you get a spare. So I was kind of sad about that, but I was pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, you must be pretty cool, calm, and collected out there on the lanes, then, right? What's going through your mind when you know, hey, I got to knock down a couple of these pins? I mean, is it that positive energy you're talking to yourself?
Yeah, you definitely have to keep your mind right on the lane. There's a lot of anxiety that can happen.
Oh, I bet. Do you guys, when you go into a meet, because you guys start at 3:45 typically for your meets?
Yeah.
What's a day like for you when you're at home? You know, you get done with school, so then you're coming right here. Is it pretty much you got to lock in right as soon as you walk through the door?
Yeah, I get in the door, and I'm always here a little early, so I have a little time to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
But I really just have to pay attention and stay in the mindset.
Yeah. So, Porter, tell me about conference. That's right around the corner. I know the boys going to compete in that February 8th. Conference-wise, how you feeling about that one, and who are the top teams that you'll be battling against?
I feel pretty ready for it. I think I put the work in. And
Yeah.
I think we'll do just fine. I think Waterloo East will be a tough battle.
Yeah, they're always tough up there. They've got, Cadillac Lanes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the big bowling alley. Plus, I know they host some of the state tournaments and things like that. Going into conference, what's kind of your focus?
I want to hope to uplift my teams instead of, I don't want to be, I don't really know how to explain it. But
You
I
want to inspire them, be a leader kind of thing?
Yeah, I want to make them happy, not sad.
Yeah, for sure. So the season's winding down, and then obviously if you do well, you're going on to the next level, right? Mm-hmm. And you guys know when you go sub-state, right, first, and then you go state? Is that the conference and then state? Okay, all right. So yeah, I mean, the season's winding down. It's gone by pretty well. I know you guys have enjoyed a successful season. How many guys do you have on the team? Do you remember?
Varsity 6.
6. Okay, yeah, varsity 6. And when you look at rest of the season, any? I know you said inspired, teammates and all that kind of stuff, but rest of season. Being able to get to state, that kind of thing. Have you ever been to state?
Last year we made it to state. We sadly didn't make it past the first match, but we made it to state.
Yeah. You guys keep an eye on the girls as well. I know they've had some good success this year too.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah. Do you have bowling competitions in practice?
Against the boys team sometimes.
Against the boys team? Okay. Good deal. So, did you guys already get into practice then today before JV? This morning? Okay. All right. What time did you have to get here?
6.
Okay.
Here by 6.
Okay. All right. Last question for you. Looking at Wayward Social here, what's it like to bowl here? Is this one of your favorite lanes?
It's one of my favorite because I know the oil pattern. I know how it works. I know how my ball will react. Whereas if I go to another lane, it's kind of like resetting. But I like it here.
Yeah. How do you look for that kind of stuff, like the oil lines and stuff like that?
Before we bowl, we get 2 balls per lane.
Okay.
So I'll throw my normal ball that I would throw here, and depending on how it reacts, I'll adjust based off that.
Gotcha. So you got to kind of be really locked in there early to know and see that, right? I mean, you can't throw a bad ball and you're like, now I have no clue what's going on, right? Yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, thanks so much for the time. I appreciate it for coming on Bobcat Live. Nice to meet both of you, and best of luck the rest of the season, all right?
Yep.
All right, boys bowling. Hey, they, like I mentioned, they've got Lincoln on February 1st, and then conference bowling right around the corner on the 8th. The girls will bowl on the 6th. We'll talk girls bowling coming up in a little bit. But when we come back, we'll talk girls basketball as Bobcat Live continues on from Wayward Social inside Rosie's on KFJB-TV.
How can you help Marshalltown High School and enjoy a mouth-watering burger at the same time? By ordering the Bobcat Burger at Legends American Grill. 2 quarter-pound patties with crisp bacon strips, sautéed onions, and melted American cheddar, jack, and Swiss cheeses on top of fresh shredded lettuce on a toasted bun. It's absolutely delicious. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold is donated by Legends to Marshalltown High School activities. So, enjoy a Bobcat Burger and help MHS. The Bobcat Burger, another exclusive from Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Some drivers trade cars every year or every other year. Some drive their cars till they drop. Whatever kind of driver you are, Lennox Employees Credit Union is here to get you into the car for your style of driving. You're invited to go to our website, lennoxecu.com, for membership eligibility and loan rates, or call the office to talk to a loan officer. The loan process is quick and easy. Low auto loan rates from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
Picture yourself at Marshalltown Community College. Become a Tiger for life. Visit ncc.iavalley.edu. Locations in both Marshalltown and Grinnell.
Back in Bobcat Live at Wayward Social. Brandon Lewis with you now, joined by girls basketball head coach Brian Murphy. How are you, Coach?
Good.
Good. And the lone junior right here, Ellie Hughes. How are you?
Good.
Good. I'm going to have you move that mic up just a little bit closer if you don't mind. Everybody's got to hear you in the back, right? Can everybody hear Ellie now? Yeah. You don't want everybody to hear it. Well, welcome into Bobcat Live. I know you're not a senior, but how important is it all 4 seniors will be recognized tomorrow night to be able to play with them, practice, spend time with all 4 of them?
I've got to know them a lot, and it's really fun, and I'm just like kind of sad that they're leaving.
Of course, we're talking about Aubrey Tejada, Tanya Mora, Tia Gallegos, Esmeralda Gutierrez Cantu, all 4 of the seniors. What is that crew? I know Sarah Huffman has played in the past quite a bit. I know she suffered an injury, I believe it's over the summer, so not able to be a part of the program this year. But the senior class.
Yeah, the thing as a coach I always appreciate is, girls that choose to play their senior year, especially, these seniors have, and I think we talked about this with Tanya a couple weeks ago, they were still in the CIML when they started. So, they were through the gauntlet and really had to work through it. Ellie got a year against the CIML as well. And that level of intense competition can be a hard way to start your career. So the fact that they've stuck with it is a testament to how much their character kind of plays into the way they view things. And somebody like Tanya and Aubrey, who looking back all the way back their freshman year and where they've come, especially to get all the way to the varsity level, is a huge testament to the work they've put in and how much effort they've put in on that side of the floor.
It can become a grind, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially when you're playing CIML opponents, and it's ranked team after ranked team after ranked team. But it's really a testament to be able to look at them and look back their years of involvement and investment in a program, which I know you've been really trying to, improve and grow, and you can't do it without upperclassmen.
Yep, for sure. And, when I think about, our seniors, and Ellie's the same way, where I would imagine as a freshman, you're not necessarily thinking about, like, okay, here, varsity, here I come, right? Sometimes you're kind of getting thrown in there a little bit, ready or not.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to see our seniors and Ellie step up and kind of recognize, okay, this is the next step, and to make that step. And so often it comes in the off season where they come back almost a different player in the fall, and that's been really fun to see with all of our upperclassmen.
I asked kind of the same question to Coach Brynjarsson, so I'll ask you, playing as a freshman, you had Frankie Long and Amira Johnson play as freshmen. Mm-hmm. Not everybody maybe built for it, but for them to play as a freshman and then find success, it's not for everybody, but you kind of have to feel that out, right? And know that you're not hampering or, stunting their growth as a basketball player.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it takes a couple things. One, it takes some physical ability, which, both of them have. And then number two is a willingness to essentially not only to be wrong, but to accept failure and look at that as an opportunity to grow. And I think I said this with Frankie the other week where, we've been coaching them like upperclassmen all season where, we're not taking it easy because they're freshmen. Ellie's not taking it easy on Frankie and drills. We're treating them like they're upperclassmen even though it is their first year.
Of all the people that I've heard rumors about, I would not think that Ellie takes it easy on anybody. What's it like to have her in practice?
It's fun. It's physical. I always appreciate. I've shied away from the post drills lately, I guess. But I'd take a couple easy ones, and suddenly Ellie comes and I get the and so that's always a sign that she's working hard. But no, Ellie's been really good, and the thing that I've appreciated, especially the last couple of years, is she's very vocal, very good about getting people going and getting people in the right spots because you need people that kind of take that almost quarterback position of getting people to where they need to go. And we've talked about her being a facilitator on offense. And that happens both on the practice floor and on the game floor.
I feel like that's something that is like, for some athletes, that's the last thing that develops, right? They develop maybe all the skills and the shooting and the passing and the running plays, but it's the vocal aspect of being a team leader or at least just knowing when, hey, you got to get whoever lined up kind of thing, right? How much do you preach that aspect of everyone being vocal out there on the floor?
It's something that we preach. It doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
The thing, I remember last year, I think it was maybe over Christmas break, Megan and I you probably don't know this, we were trying to figure out how to make Christmas break a little bit more engaging for everybody and try to get everybody through a little bit more. And so we were kind of divvying up teams. And it was basically like we were looking at the teams, and it's like, okay, this team doesn't have enough talking, so we're going to put Ellie on this team to make sure that they actually do it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even as a sophomore, it's something that she was known for, and that's something that has continued even now as a junior.
Yeah, so where do you think in the past year or so you've grown year over year? You look back to late January last year into now, where do you think you've improved the most, Ellie?
Just being more confident with the ball, like taking it and like leading like my players to like, I don't know, just be more confident, honestly.
Yeah, we have noticed that for sure, especially like on the rebounding side. We've noticed your confidence grow on that end of things. I know maybe the past few games have not gone how you guys wanted them to go, lost Grinnell and Roosevelt, but an opportunity to get back on the grind. Friday night you take on a really tough opponent, Mason City, top 10, but last time you played them on the road, held them to 44. Not many teams have done that this year. You played really well. What do you know you need to do Friday night against Mason City?
We talked about a lot tonight at practice. I mean, the two things we've got to make sure is that we're helping from the correct location and we're closing out on shooters. Roosevelt kind of inadvertently got us ready for that, where we did not do a good job of getting out on shooters against Roosevelt, and it led to them hitting 9 threes. So we need to make sure that we don't allow Mason City to get momentum going from hitting threes. So we got to make sure on defensively we're really tight in rotations, and offensively we take care of the ball so they can't just transition down and score.
And I felt like that was in the first half, especially long-range shots, that kind of thing. they did not hit a whole lot of those. It was more kind of in the second half where they were able to do that. So what's kind of your message from, we talked about it the other night, a little bit of a tale of two halves kind of thing, being able to be consistent for all 4 quarters?
Yeah, the tough thing is, when we have dry spells in offense, and they've heard this 100 times, we can't let that affect our defense.
Yeah.
And so, last night at Roosevelt, that was kind of our challenge where both teams struggled to start the half, and then suddenly Roosevelt got hot, and we just weren't able to respond. And so we've got to figure out ways to sustain effort on all ends of the floor, even if things aren't going necessarily the way we want.
Yeah. What do you think about when you face Mason City? What's your biggest thing that you got to do well tomorrow night to be able to pull off the win against Mason City?
Just help defense, getting there, helping our teammates when they get beat off the dribble, and just getting big rebounds and stops against them.
What's it like when you always, every week we've got a nice little crew out here to help support whoever's on Bobcat Live? What's that mean to see the ladies out here with you?
Supporting us and just showing that we support each other.
Support is the word of the night, Coach.
Yep.
It is.
You've got good support staff. I've noticed that Megan, it's kind of like the boys program, too. I noticed that Coach Apple kind of relinquishes some of the responsibility to Coach Brynjarsson. I see some players check out, and Megan Heitman is the one to be able to have the conversations with those players coming off the floor. So what's that like to have that relationship and that comfort level to know that your assistants maybe are helping kind of reinforce what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, you can't have a good program without coaches that are able to cover all facets of the game. The nice thing for Megan and I specifically is, this is year 5 for us. So, we are both very comfortable where I feel very comfortable stepping back and trusting whatever she's got to add, because I know the knowledge she's got, the experience she's got is always going to add to anything that we already have in place. So, that goes great lengths. Then, the other one that kind of goes about it quietly, but Coach Manners, this is her 2nd year, but she's another one that is really good about having that quiet impact of, stepping in and saying, hey, try this, or, Roosevelt, she was the one that kind of came in and said, hey, we really have to stop doing these 2 things. So, overall, the coaching staff as a whole worked really well, and certainly Megan is somebody I've leaned on quite a bit over the years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tomorrow night, we'll have the game for you here on KFJB-TV. It's been a busy week, but there's even more busy weeks coming up for you, right?
It's the way the rest of the season's going to be.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, I asked Coach B about posting his assignments, and he had no clue. Those should be coming out fairly soon, right?
So 1, 2, and 3A will be next week, and then 4 and 5A for the girls will be the following week.
Okay.
So we won't be well into February before we see ours.
Okay. I know. I always go back to that. It's so odd that you haven't finished your season, but you know who you're playing in the postseason.
Yeah. And 5A on the girls' side especially, they usually have about 5 or 6 teams clustered at the top. So sometimes it is their 20 or 21st game that's dictating their final seeding. So they really do wait until the last minute on the girls' side to try to get those seeds out.
Yeah, good deal. What other activities are you involved in? I know volleyball. We loved watching you on the volleyball floor as well.
Tennis.
Okay.
That's about it.
You're pretty busy, though.
Yeah.
That's taking up a good chunk of your time. Okay. Appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Ellie.
Thank you.
All right, Ellie Hughes joining us, and we got. I'll make you name who else is out here. No. All right. She's not going to do it. Coach, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. We'll touch you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Murphy with us here as well. Bobcat Live at Wayward Social on KFJB-TV.
You'll find the perfect mattress for you at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. You choose the firmness, comfort, and support level, all at a great price. McGregor's always has a great selection of sofas, recliners, dining room, and bedroom furniture to help you live and relax in comfort and style. Their staff will help you find just what you're looking for. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, is open 7 days a week. They're proud to support Bobcat Athletics.
You should never have to wait after ordering new appliances. At Penn's Appliance, you wouldn't. With an incredible selection in stock and ready to install today. Our friendly team is here to help you pick the perfect set to match your style. And let our professional technicians install and set up your new appliances, often delivering the very next day. Stop in today, see all the new features, and find your new look at Penn's Appliance. For sales and service of everything appliance, go see the Pence team.
As you walk inside, you know right away the place for fun is Wayward Social. There's always plenty of bowling action, so plan for your next outing to include bowling at Wayward Social. Also, meet your friends for lunch, dinner, or your favorite beverages. You will also absolutely love their daily lunch specials, Monday through Friday, including endless pizza by the slice. You choose the toppings. Wayward Social is now open at 11:30 a.m., 7 days a week. Wayward Social on South 6th Street in Marshalltown.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back in, Bobcat Live. Thanks so much to everybody coming out tonight here on KFJB-TV. We're inside Rosie's and now joined by Dustin Peterson, head coach for the girls bowling squad. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. And Camille Thomas. Did I say it good? Camille Thomas?
Yes.
All right. Am I okay? I just want to make sure. That's one thing I hate messing people's names up. So want to make sure I get. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. All right. What year are you? What year are you?
What year?
Junior, senior?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore? Okay, all right. How long have you been bowling?
This is my second year.
Second year, all right. So how do you like it?
I like it.
Okay. What's your favorite part about bowling?
Strategy? Not really strategy,
No?
but I like the team and encouraging people and growing, you know.
Yeah.
To achieve some goals.
Yeah. All right. So what goals have you achieved already?
I've been trying to beat my 177 and also get a 300. I did get a 300 series, which that was good. I was happy about that.
I bet. I bet. Twice?
Twice.
Okay.
Oh.
Coach remembers. What's it like to have her on the team?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's great. She's an East Marshall kid.
Okay.
So it's always nice that we have kids from all the communities around here.
Yeah.
And she's fit in just beautifully. So
yeah,
it's been really good.
Now you've got some Marshalltown girls. I know you've got West Marshall girls.
Yep, we have one from West Marshall.
One. Okay. All right. And then how many from East Marshall?
One from East Marshall.
Okay. You're it. Okay.
Then,
all right.
Then we have one that's kind of a pain. But she's from BCLUW. So.
But they all come together to make a good team, right?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Okay. So you've been having a pretty good year. Now, I thought Ames-Newton Triangular was tonight for some reason. I don't know why I had that in my mind, but it's Monday.
Monday night.
Okay, all right. So right here in the – and I emailed – I don't know why I forgot about that because I emailed you already saying I was going to come out to that on Monday, so I don't know why I forgot about that. Anyway.
It's the pressure.
It is the pressure getting to me. We've got a baby coming right around the corner, so I've got a lot of things on my mind. But Ames-Newton right here at Wayward Social Monday night.
Yeah,
that's going to be a big matchup.
It's all Bakers.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different format than what we've done all year.
Okay.
But it's a really good format that leads us into sub-state and state. So it's all Bakers.
Yeah. Wow. That so how does that kind of affect your night going in, kind of planning for that?
Well, it's really kind of tough because this year's our team, the girls are really balanced. So I don't know who's going to be the one who has the strikes going that night, you know, who's the one that's picking up all their spares or what. It's really kind of difficult because we don't get the 2 games prior to.
Yeah.
So
wow. So you get because when you get those 2 prior, then you can kind of assess and then go from there.
Yeah,
huh?
usually you get a pretty good idea. It's not always the same, but you get a pretty good idea of who has the hot hand, and we've had to mix that up a little bit. And the first time that you bowled your 300 series, she was our 5th bowler.
Okay.
You know, she was bowling really well that night, so let's just keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. What do you like? More the individual style, or do you like the Baker games?
I like individual.
Okay. But the Bakers must be pretty fun, especially in those 300s,
I like Bakers
right?
too. It's fun. Like we like encouraging each other.
Yeah, that's fun. What's it like for you on a meet day? Are you just locked in, you focused, or are you trying to stay a little bit loose, not getting too worked up?
Somewhat of both.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm nervous, but sometimes I'm just like, it is what it is.
Do you ever bowl against Coach? No. Would you like to?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you say 175 was your season high? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so.
Something that's way better than I could do. We came here last year for the company party, and I think it was I barely got to 100. So, but I haven't bowled for a while.
The last couple of weeks, we've had some seriously good scores.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And like girls on the same night, so that was really great. Against Fort Dodge, we had our best night. Going into Fort Dodge, for some reason, I had a number in my head, and it was 21:47. And by the end of the night, we were 21:58.
Oh, wow.
So I was really happy. We lost, but Fort Dodge is a really good team.
Yeah.
And then we turned around the very next night, and we went up to Mason City. Well, we went up to Charles City to bowl against Mason City, and we ended up bowling 22-39. So way above where we were. Mm-hmm. And so that's really encouraging, because as we're going into later in the season, that's what's going to matter. Mm-hmm. You know, the wins and losses right now, to me, they don't mean anything, because we could win every single match and not qualify for state. It's not an advantage. Mm-hmm. So all that matters is that one day, state qualifier, that we bowl well.
Yeah. What do you think really, in your experience coaching, defines like a team having it that day?
It's a lot of it's energy. I mean, a lot of it's energy. You get the first kid up there to throw bakers, and they throw a strike. It's just kind of infectious, and it just keeps building. And then usually bakers is a pretty loud environment. A lot of kids are cheering, screaming, yelling, and you get that energy. And you can tell, like in the years past when we won state, we won state at Bakers. I mean, we had the lead going in, but man, we really kind of just locked it in on Bakers, and that's kind of the game.
So you've got the Triangular coming up on Monday, and then Lincoln on February 1st.
Yep.
And did you tell me they're tough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Des Moines Lincoln girls they're probably one of the best teams in the state. I'm not talking girls teams. I'm talking just teams.
Yeah.
So they'll be definitely tough.
Yeah. And then conference right around the corner. So when you go into the conference tournament, who are you really eyeing?
Our team.
Our team. Yeah. Just
all I really care about is we know that like when we hosted Des Moines Roosevelt, I think we kind of let that game slip away a little bit. Mason City, we had one bad game. I mean, honestly, we had one bad game. The rest were all really good, and we lost by 35 pins. So I want to make sure we're ahead of them. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure that we're ahead of some other teams. And we were super close to bowling against Des Moines East, and they're a pretty good team. Mm-hmm. So those are the teams that I really kind of want to make sure that we're right around or ahead of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You feel like you're kind of at the top, feeling like you're kind of in a groove right now, ready for conference and all that right around the corner?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Last question for you. You mentioned sophomore, you said?
Yeah,
You've been bowling for a couple more years. So I guess what do you want? What's your kind of long-term goals bowling-wise?
I want growth and to achieve some things.
Go to state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even better, I mean,
that would be
college.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think that there's 4 or 5 girls on the current team right now that can be bowling at the next level. So
that's awesome. And you already have at least 1 or 2, right, at the next level? You had 1?
Yeah, for sure. We had 3 from last year's team.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, so it's kind of fun to be able to, I'm sure, follow them now in their next phase. It seems like bowling's been around forever, but it has got more exposure and growth over the past 5 to 10 years, maybe I would say.
Yeah, we need more, though. I mean, honestly, when you look at, like, most all the girls bowl on the Sunday league down here, and they have really good numbers. but they're all already sophomores and juniors and seniors. You know, we don't see a lot of junior high kids out here, and it'd be really great if there's somehow we could build that program up so that it's not new as a freshman. You know that's the hardest thing about bowling is it's not like you can just walk in and you're good. You definitely got to put the time in, and if you look at the girls who are doing really well right now, you can definitely tell they're the ones that put the time in.
What do you think of the biggest way to grow your game? I mean, I know you mentioned putting the time, but is it working on strategy of spares and strikes, or is it just going out and just throwing?
Oh no, really. I mean, there's a lot. Just define moving and understanding what your ball's doing, and just knowing that, okay, well, I left a 4-pin, I got to move this much this way. Just those little things like that, and then the repetitive of it. I think Jaden said, getting that repetitive. If you're hitting your mark every time, we can move you to the right spot. Yeah. If your mark's moving every time, well, good luck.
Yeah, and it's like, I golf, so I know a little bit about, obviously you're looking about what way the green slopes and things like that, but you're doing that on the lanes as well with the oil patterns and stuff like that. I mean, it's those typical things like I would probably show up and not know any different, but you go and you look at that kind of thing, which I think is really cool. But that's the strategy side that I'm sure some people don't realize.
I mean, that's why you'll see some of, especially the boys, they'll bring 6 bowling balls with them.
Really?
Well, they're different. I mean, and we have almost every girl on the team has at least 2. Some carry 3. I don't know how, but she does. But yeah.
Commitment right there.
Yeah. Working on some muscles this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks so much for the time tonight and coming out, and best of luck the rest of the season. And by the way, you look slick tonight. You're looking good.
Well, even the JV meet, I gotta do my best, right?
How did JV do tonight?
Hey, our girls were awesome tonight. I mean, we had to actually take a couple girls who have been in varsity and sometimes not, just to make a full team. But the girls really bowled well. I mean, I don't know I know their total score was like 1,600, which for them is like 300 more than they've ever had this year.
Oh, so, really? Wow, that's awesome. And I saw there was a nice crowd out here, so that was good.
Yeah, it was really good to have Grundy Center come down. They don't get a lot of meets, and they definitely don't get to bowl in a place like this. Most of the houses that they're in, are 6 lanes or 8 lanes, so when they come here, it's really kind of nice to be able to host a team like that, and they're a pretty young team. Their boys program has more kids than we do.
Wow.
And their girls program, I think they have 5 girls.
Yeah. Wow. Well, cool. Good stuff. And I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
Now that I got the triangular all squared away in my schedule.
3:45.
So, yeah.
All right. Don't be late.
I'll be there earlier. I got to see how she's locked in. All right.
Yeah.
Camelia, thanks so much for coming out to Bobcat Live. Appreciate it. Go Mustangs. All right. We support them too here in Marshall County. And Dustin Peterson, head coach for girls bowling. Thanks so much for everybody coming out tonight and the support of Bobcat Athletics. Here with your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.